Victories over Nazis never get old, and once again we get a movie based on a little-known chapter of World War II in Guy Ritchie's newest film with a very unfortunate title. I'll share my spoiler-free thoughts in this review of The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Whew. The British are in a desperate predicament against the Nazis, specifically their stealthy U-boats. Their only hope is to recruit a small team of disreputable soldiers to carry out a covert mission that will temporarily paralyze the German submarines and allow resources and military to safely cross the Atlantic. With unorthodox methods, this highly skilled squad risks prison from their allies and death from their enemies to achieve something seemingly impossible and change the course of the war. The Ministry of Whatever. This movie starts with a figurative and literal bang. After a title card informs us that this is a true story, recently revealed from Winston Churchill's confidential files, the opening scene shows our heroes protecting their crude fishing barge from the Germans. The unconventional tone is set, we meet each character, and we are introduced to some of their special skills. After that intense opening, the film flashes back to the origin of our team, where the leader, Gus March Phillips, played by Superman's Henry Cavill, tells the military bigwigs who he wants on this covert team. It's a pretty clever way to inform us, as the audience, of who each character is and their role in this mission. From that point on, the film moves straight into their adventure at a very quick pace that I think today's audiences will really enjoy and appreciate. The team is enjoyable, led by, of course, Superman, but also including Crazy Rich Asians Henry Golding, Magic Mike's Alex Pettifer, and who I assume is going to be the audience favorite, Reacher star Alan Ritchson, whose creative bow and arrow and close hand-to-hand combat evokes the most reactions. He's lovable at one moment and lethal in the next.
There were two more around the other side.
Where are they now?
Same place as these two. Nazi heaven.
While that group carries out violent attacks, Marjorie, Stewart, and Heron operate the espionage portion of the mission. And even though Eiza Gonzalez and Babs Alus-Makhan play the roles well, their scenes were far less interesting. There's one undercover dinner scene clearly meant to feel extremely tense and suspenseful, like the pastry scene in Inglourious Basterds, but it never achieves that tension, so I just kept wanting to return to the action of the rest of the team. With that group, we get excessive violence that is kind of fun, but it feels stylized and unrealistic. Many of the kills are meant for humor, and I'm okay with that. The problem is the movie is tonally uneven. At times, since it's based on a true story, it feels like it wants to be serious, but most of the time it's quirky, humorous, and hyperbolic. Every gunshot our heroes take not only hits their target, but they are kill shots. Whether from the hip, looking, not looking, they never miss. Meanwhile, the enemy can't hit the side of a barn. This is nothing new in movies, but this is the most egregious form of this style of gun battle I've seen in a movie. It gets to the point that we never worry about our hero's safety, and it never feels like their mission is ever in doubt. I like that they're clearly good at what they do, but there's nothing grounded enough that allows us to be amazed at their heroic acts. It just feels like Hollywood make-believe. For example, there's one scene where Heron looks like he's been caught by 3 German soldiers. This is a great opportunity for the film to show him struggling to escape his inevitable demise. But instead, he just quickly shoots all 3 soldiers, and the threat's over in a moment. No suspense, no tension, no uncertainty. Again, this film is really fun, paced really well, and very violent. Now, I like violence in movies, but I do think people should be warned that this is gratuitous. And frankly, it makes killing people look really cool and really fun without ramifications. It's not something that bothers me, but I can imagine that some people may be upset by that theme throughout the film. Really, the worst thing about the film is that it resembles a great deal to the aforementioned Inglourious Basterds. A lot. That's not really fair, but I think it's a reality. Ungentlemanly Warfare aims for much of the fun like Tarantino's classic, but it never reaches the craft that makes that film so special. For younger audiences and those that haven't seen Inglourious Basterds, I think you may be in for a real treat with this irreverent take on an undertold story of World War II. For my overall rating, I did like this movie, but being a lesser version of a great film negatively affected my appreciation, so I will give it 3 out of 5 stars, which is above average, but nothing special. I do think this movie will find an audience that really enjoys it, but I have other similar movies that I think did the same thing, but better. What do you think? Please comment below. If you enjoyed this review, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring the notification bell. It helps me out a ton as I try to grow this channel. Also, you can check out some of my previous reviews by clicking on one of the boxes.